What's up? What's good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Friday? I'm doing okay. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. I hope each and every one of you are doing great, even though we're living in these times, Nothing really to smile about these days, right? If you could please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button so you get all of my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that would be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of all of my videos. So what's up? Bochia, what's up, man? Bilal, wagwan, big dog. What's up, Matt? What are you guys saying? Honestly, man, I'm okay. I obviously, if you know, I've been going through some things. I lost a dog, family pet, 15 years. Dog's been in our lives, and I took it really hard. I took it a lot harder than I thought I would. And, it is what it is. So I'm going to try to get through that tonight. We're just going to do this. We're going to talk. We're going to speak about what it is. I see that I have a question. So, Matt, did you hear about the COVID breakout in Barton Street? I did not hear about that. And I appreciate that, everybody who sends their condolences. Thank you very much. Heard they've been doing a hunger strike. What's your opinion on how well that works? I guess it depends on how long you're willing to go, how far you're willing to go, how long you're willing to take it. I'll tell you a story. I knew a guy when I was in Joyceville. And this guy was he wasn't a lifer, but he was one of those guys that was doing like big time. And I remember that he kind of insinuated that his family was all involved in the criminal justice system and hated him and did a bunch of corrupt shit to keep him locked up. And I remember he went on this hunger strike for 6 months. And this guy was like a heavy set guy. All he would eat every once in a while was a scoop of peanut butter, drink water. This guy just went, sucked right out, became this little scrawny, little skinny guy. And I don't know if he actually achieved anything by doing that. I think if everybody does it for a short period of time and you stick to it, then it's possible you may get a little bit. But at the end of the day, you're working against the system, and the system wins every time. It just does. Yeah, and the thing about my dogs we have another dog that's actually a year and a half older. So they were 14 going on 15 very shortly, and 16 going on 17 very shortly. And, in the next year or so, I'm sure I'm going to have to go through this again. Have you ever spoke to someone who is planning to escape? No. Except for myself. I used to talk to myself all the time. But no, that's not really how it works, If you're in the system and you have a plan like that, you're not really going to broadcast that to everybody. You're going to kind of keep that to yourself, I'm sure. And I never done a long enough stretch where I would even consider doing that. At the end of the day, these feds are strapped, and if they get an open shot, man, they can take it. If you're a federal inmate escaping a federal penitentiary, they can take that shot. So, you got to do, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Ryan? That's facts. King Ruck, what's up, man? What's my longest sentence? So, my first sentence actually started as 27 months. I got out on accelerated parole. I added 3 years consecutive to that sentence. And while on my parole violation, essentially in new charges, I added 90 days consecutive from a weed charge when I was in Fembrook. And it turned my 27-month sentence into a 5 years, 9 month, 1 day sentence. My second sentence was 3 years, 2 months. And my last sentence was 3 years, 8 months. So those are my 3 federal sentences. Paul, what's up, man? Sorry, Edwards, man. I haven't had time to do any of that, you know? I've had a lot going on in my life, so no, I haven't. But we okay, man. I'm okay. Yeah, you know, I try to do lives every once in a while, Paul. You know, it's difficult sometimes because I just work a lot, and it can be exhausting at times to kind of keep it moving all the time. But I try my best, and I like being open with my subscribers and talking and seeing what you guys want to hear and what kind of ideas you guys have for videos and stuff. I also have not forgot about that competition. That will be happening. The 5,000 subscriber giveaway. It will be happening. I just can't really come up with any good idea for the contest. So if anybody has an idea, you can either comment on one of my community posts, or you could DM me, Instagram, the new Matt Clark, all small letters, all one word. You know, that's something I definitely am going to be doing very shortly. And by the way, go up and smash that like button. There's a lot of you here. Doesn't seem like you're smashing the like button. Why aren't you here then? You know what I'm saying? Working money is great. That's the thing. You know, you have criminal money, and sure, you get bigger amounts in spurts. You come into bigger amounts. That's a fact. But you also blow through it differently because you have less respect for it. So really, it has no value. You know, anything that you purchase with that can be taken from you if you're convicted of a crime. You know, and you can never really hold on to any of that. So if you actually earn that money and you buy stuff and purchase things with your own money that you've earned, it can't be taken away from you. Well, I guess it can in some instincts. You know, it's a corrupt world all around, but you know what I mean. Edwards, man, we'll talk, man. Holler at me on Instagram for sure. Gladstone 187. Matt, why do some COs prefer some images over others? Inmates, you mean? Gladstone? I don't know. I guess it's just people like different people, I guess. Just like any other place in an office, anywhere, you know? That's what I would think. Actually, you get a dental plan in Canadian prison if you get a crime, if you're in jail. A friend of mine went to prison in Ontario. He had around 5 years, but got out in 2 because he says he connected with some church, and that's how he was released early. Is this possible? I don't know if it's possible strictly because he connected with that church, but I'd say there was probably more to it. He probably earned a parole. You know, I don't know if you just get released early. You have to earn a parole. They don't just let people out early. Chad, what's up, man? Bum tickler, man. That's what it is. I'm trying out here, you know. What tips do I have to make your vids better? Honestly, I just say it takes time, my brother. It takes time. If you go back and watch the videos that I made at the beginning, I'm like, welcome to the new Matt Clark. I hope everybody's having a great day. You know, you're super stiff because you're not super comfortable. It's difficult to talk in front of a camera. People don't think it is, but it is. And it takes time. It takes time. So I think eventually you'll just get a better grip of what you're doing, and it'll happen. And very small amounts of people that start doing YouTube videos jump up and go viral right away. That's a small percentage. The fact that you're getting any traction at all is a big thing. You know, there's a lot of people that do videos every day of their lives and have 2 views. So I think that if you just keep doing what you're doing, you'll get better over time. You'll get more comfortable, and everything will work out for you. What's the number 1 rule you have to follow in prison? Simple. It's no snitching. That is the number 1 rule. Maplehurst is a mess right now with the new corona program there, making you mandatory isolate for 14 days when you come in. I get that. But if you were one of those guys that was going to be doing that 14 days, you'd be pissed. Segregation, punishment without doing a crime. You know what I'm saying? Although you did do a crime. I'm a Taurus. It's obvious. You know what it is, chat. 100%. No snitch. What's your favorite ride? What do you mean, my favorite car? I don't know. Car's a car to me, but if I had a car that was, I would say is my favorite car, the most beautiful car to me would be a Porsche 911 Carrera. 100%. True sports car. Okay, Edwards Fly, thank you for that 5 spot. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. If you can do an interview with the CO and protect the identity so they can talk about the corruption and violence from their perspective. No, I don't think so. At the end of the day, that's snitching to me. It sounds fucked up, but that's the way I was brought up, man. Even snitching on a Fed is snitching. Matt, Jay Williams has some great videos. Yeah, I actually do watch some Jay Williams videos. I think he's good for sure. I don't have a problem with a CO. I've come in contact with COs over the years and years that I've done that I had no beef with, that I feel are probably good people. They're just trying to do their job. But the way I was brought up is you always keep a distance. And, it's just the way I was brought up. It's a belief that I still to this day have. And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But, I don't hold no resentment or anything like that. I don't wish anything bad. I don't hate him. But, I'd rather just keep my distance at the end of the day. What happens if you snitch? That's an obvious answer. I think most likely you'll be attacked if they have proof, if they have paperwork on you, 100%. But Marky P, I don't have any, I don't feel any disrespect towards you or anything like that. I respect what you do. You got to do what you got to do. If you're a civilian, everybody's got to play their role, right? So I don't hold any hard feelings towards somebody who chooses to be a CO. If you're here, go up, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, man, and that bell notification button. But that doesn't mean I want to go hang out with a CO either. You know what I mean? How was shopping over there? Yeah, masks are still mandatory over here, but it's pretty chill. Have I ever been seriously injured in prison? Not in a fight. No. Do I dislike cops? I would definitely say that I dislike some cops for sure. But I also understand that cops are necessary. And, but yes, I would say because of my experience with police, I definitely would say that I don't have any, goodwill towards them. But, at the end of the day, I also don't hate anybody. Because I don't know specifically who it was who beat me So I can't say this person, this person, this person. So I'm not going to just blanket everybody. I would say that I'd just keep my distance same way. What do you do your time now different than the way you did back in the day? Would I do my time different? I definitely feel like I always kind of knew how to do my time. But I feel like I've definitely grown up and matured as a person and as a man. So yeah, I would say my time would definitely be a little different. I wouldn't be chasing drugs or chasing chronic or just causing trouble for no reason. But I think that just comes with age and just growing up a little bit as well. But I have no plan on ever going back to prison. So that's what I'm saying. If you're a cop, be a cop, but don't take advantage of the power you have and break the law, because to me, there's nothing worse than a corrupt cop. Real me, what up? Appreciate that, man. Shout out to Ottawa for sure. Paul, can you snitch on a child molester, or is that still snitching? To me, I don't really give a shit. I don't care. I don't think that's snitching. But would I personally testify? No. What I would do is handle it my own way. And I would feel no way about it. If somebody decided to come at my family like that, well, you get what's coming to you. Yeah, no, police are needed for sure. But at the end of the day, they definitely abuse their power. I've definitely been beaten when it wasn't necessary. And, I think that just comes with the amount of absolute power and green light that they have, right? I think it takes a special person to have that kind of power and not take advantage of it. And I'm not saying that there's no such thing as that person, but it's rare. You know what I mean? Tell us a funny Sally story. I will. Okay. So I was in Lindsay, and I remember it was maybe like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. I was on a young guy block, and sometimes late at night, they'll bring guys in that takes a long time to get processed through A&D in their intake and stuff. So they come up to the block later at night, and I remember seeing this old man come on the block, and everybody, every time the Fed opens the door, guys are like, nah, no, don't put him in here. It's not happening. And, so I felt for the old man. So I said, come to the cell. And, man, I just remember this dude. He was probably 60 years old, kind of like a heavier guy. And I remember just in the middle of the night, out of nowhere, he's just like, it just starts like making these weird noises. And he's like hanging off the side of the bed, like almost like gag puking, but just into the air. And, it took everything in my might not to be violent with the old dude. And I didn't, but he was on the door. He was out of there. Ricky Boys, man, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I try. I definitely put him on the top bunk for sure. OG Scotty Blinks, man, I appreciate that. We try. That there's no shame in my game. At the end of the day, I was kind of a ruthless celly. And I think that just comes with time, doing so much time and just being with so many idiots. Like when you're in Provincial, man, some people that come in there are just, it's unbelievable how slow they are and the dumb crap that they do. And sometimes it's impossible not to get angry. Whether you're in prison or not, you still live there. And sometimes people just come in and do the most disrespectful, and like they just have no awareness of how disrespectful and crazy the stuff they're doing is. So I think that's a reality. You got this dude. Yeah, you gotta have the house, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? Thanks so much for the laugh, bro. I'll be tuning in again. Peace, bro. You already know, Chad. Have a good day, my brother. So I'll be putting up a video tomorrow. I'm gonna kind of break down all the sentences that you can get in Canada, the different kinds of sentences. I get asked a lot, like, what's gonna happen if I, so I'll kind of break that down. Do you think anything with you that was inside, anyone inside with me was innocent? I definitely would think that at least one person that I came across in my time was innocent. But, I definitely think that once you're in the federal system, I'm not saying that nobody there is innocent, but, I just don't really know, to be honest. What's prison like for someone who is set up by the police? Prison is exactly the same for that person as it is for anybody else. OG flaky waste time fight. I don't know what that is. We all innocent. I wasn't innocent. No way. I definitely was not innocent. Once you go to a halfway house, do you have to be employed before they allow you to leave? How does that work? I think that just depends. I think that's a case-by-case situation. If you were on disability or something, maybe not. But I definitely think in most cases, they would expect you to be employed and be able to functionally support yourself and to live on your own before they would ever okay you being on your own. They'll never just be like, yeah, okay, later. Have a good day. Let us know when you find somewhere to sleep. That'll never happen. No, I know that, Chad. I was given. Man, I came in real dope sick more than once and skinny as F. But a few times I knew I was going to and have weed, etc. So it was good. Yeah, I only really went in shaking it rough once, and that was the last time I got arrested, and that was enough for me, man. Coming in and having people, even just for a short time, look at me that way. I didn't appreciate that, and it made me feel away because I was always someone who cared and took pride in who I was, and to have some people I know look at me kind of away, it made me feel kind of messed up. Arch, what's up? Hope all is well. Yeah, I'm okay, man. I put a dog down, but other than that, I'm okay. Jacob, how do people with special needs get treated in prison? I just think that depends. I think that depends on where they land, what block they land on. I think that there will be people that will be compassionate, but I think that there'll also be people that won't be compassionate and could be quite savage. So I think that most likely, if someone is truly special needs, they won't be in general population. They'll most likely be in a lockdown protective custody block or segregation. And it's crazy. You see people go crazier and crazier and crazier because they're in segregation because they can't just be out in population. They can't. Mentally, they're not there to function or be able to handle the day-to-day and the rigorous savagery of prison. And I think it's a pretty cold world when you see some of these people locked in segregation for years. And I don't know if they do that anymore, but that's what they used to do. And it was pretty crazy. Those are the screamers. Call them the screamers. What's up from Saga? Love the channel. Someone that knows. Happy you're doing good, Matt. You're an inspiration to me and most guys with our history trying to do right for our family and our kids. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. How often do people get raped? 0 out in the open. Now, I can't say 100% that nobody in general population has ever been raped because I don't know. I can't answer that. But I would say in Ontario, at least, because it's the only place that I've done time, a sexual offender is not accepted. Now, there are certain circumstances where they slip through the cracks, but in most cases, they'll be attacked just for being a sex offender. So, seeing somebody get raped, most likely it's going to end up in violence. Jesse, I don't know if I'm going to answer that question. Sorry. What about the station when you get arrested? Is there fights there? That's a little over the top personal for me. Oh, just got Matt, keep it up. I like the intros and the editing. Keep it up. I'm learning computer as well. How do you find learning? Honestly, I'm not tech savvy at all. I'll just keep it at that. I just think it's very clear, that's definitely individual, circumstantial. Every person is in a much different situation. So, I can't answer that for somebody else. Appreciate that, Eggs. Thank you for your advice last week. I spent the day with my friend on her 5 weeks clean date, and she was so happy and encouraged. We had a picnic at the park. What I tell you? It's amazing, right? Sometimes just a little bit of encouragement can go a long way. And, you can't force people to change. You can't beg people to change. All you can do is show your support, and hopefully that works. And if it doesn't work, then, at least you tried. At least you were there and you were there, right? Love the channel, Matt. Great content, very informative to young Canadians trying to stay on the straight and narrow. Appreciate that. Boeing pilotable. T-Dot. Criminal record check. Post-prison makes things hard to move on from the past for a lot. Yeah, you know what, though? Honestly, I've never personally had to hide my past. I feel like if you're prepared to work hard in the construction field, you can work. Most of those guys have criminal records. Not most, but a lot. And I would say that if it's a labor job, a lot of the time they don't ask that. You just got to be prepared to work. You're not going to be able to work in a bank. You're not going to be able to work at some high-end office job or as some, architect or something. Who knows, right? But I'm just, you know what I mean. Matt, what breed was Flynn? No, he is a dachshund, a wiener dog, a small wiener dog, purebred. Cheers from Edmonton. He's just really sucked out. I showed the picture because to my hand, he was actually smaller to my hand. And normally it was a lot thicker. And the diabetes literally just broke him down within weeks. OG Scotty Blinks, man. I appreciate that. Underground P. Salute to you, fam. Sorry about dog, bro. Love my dog. You already know, man. It was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. It really was. Construction gives you second chances. 100%, man. 100%. And I was lucky. So I was able to be honest and upfront about my past when I got my job. And I was just blessed in that way. That's not going to be the case in every time, but a lot of construction jobs won't ask. And trades are dying right now. So if you're prepared to learn, you could definitely get into a trade. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, the Wiener Dog is they're characters. They're pretty funny. Yeah, a lot when it comes to construction and a lot of those guys, they're pretty rugged guys. Even the civilian guys, they're not usually like intimidated by you. Although I have had situations where that's happened, but that's also because I was a little out of control at the time. I wasn't measured, so it comes with the territory. I'm definitely want a dog. I just don't want to pay $8,000 for a dog. Do you think that programs offered in provincial prison, namely Ontario, are enough to allow someone to establish themselves after their release? I would say no. I would say maybe they give you a very, 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 very broad framework, and then it's up to you to really do the work after that. That's what I would think. Nick me, how was my time in the East? My time in the East was okay. It's definitely a Toronto bucket, so you're not just like, hey, everything's a good time all the time. Yeah. It's not like that. But I would definitely say that I was always okay. I never really had a rough bit where I felt like I was shaking it, except for my first real Tayak bit where I had to fight kind of to earn my respect a little bit. I feel you, Tita. Yeah, the ease detention definitely isn't for everybody. It definitely isn't for everybody. It could turn for you real quick there too. You could be doing like nice time, everything's good, you're smoking, you get into it with one guy, the whole block turns on you. I've seen it happen many times. Mike, I'd be allowed to travel to certain places, but not everywhere. Some places in Europe, but not everywhere. Anyways, I just looked at the time. I gotta go. I appreciate you guys for coming and kind of uplifting my spirits. Things have been kind of. If you could please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button so you get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word. That would be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of all of my videos. Where do women go to prison in Ontario? They go to Vanier if you're in like the Toronto area, GTA area. For adult Provincial, it's Vanier, which is in Brampton. And it's Grand Valley Institution in Kitchener for federal system. And that's every level. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. Peace. The new Matt Clark.